Alaikum. So now we are at C number 4, part 6. AB, Bass, Cass, and Toll are walking to the hall, and Zas approaches him. The young man who had to go to the ethics teacher. AB, addressing Zas, are you going to utter one of your bullish comments again? Doll, we could not respond fast enough the day you hurled abuse at us. But now, just for your information, research found that rugby players at schools suffer deficiency in the speed of their thoughts over a period of time, similar to boxers due to continuous bumps against their head. So we will join any of your we will not join any of your sporting activities that require headbutting, pushing, and shoving. We leave it to the animalistics. Azaz says, no, 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 give me a chance, give me a chance. So Abbas Kazan Dol says sarcastically, we are listening. Zaz says, I came on the instruction of the ethics teacher and my own conviction. AB and Bass, whoa, what can it be? Earnestly saying so. Zaz, I understand the global manipulation in all sectors and how we become the victims if we do not wake up. So a big apology to all of you, and I would like to be your friend. AB, you sound like a small boy now. I want to be your friend. All of them laugh. Says, well, I am a boy in the new thinking, out of the box of colonial manipulation. AB, what intelligence have you been hiding under that scrum cap? Bass says, scrum cap. Real name for the scrumming and the scrambling the brain. Cass and says, no, 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 don't fall into the trap of name calling. You are bullying now, says Cass and Das. AB, okay, sorry, Zas. I am so impressed with the school deciding to experiment with holistic lessons. Zas, what is this? I do not read the notices. Cass, the principal has decided to test the abandonment of periods and decided to apply sequential session teaching and exposures for all grades simultaneously, while all subject teachers will present various aspects of the same topic at the highest level, and students are free to ask questions during the session regarding difficult concepts. It's like watching one movie for all different age groups, with the teacher being the actors. Bass says, that's interesting. So this HLL, Holistic Leisure Learning Methodology, is actually Quran based and hence starts from the whole and flows into the specifics through 7 integrated sequential activity areas: nature, people, languages, trade, calculation, construction, and microscopic and telescopic. Because, yes, our first topic in biodiversity and every specialist, our first topic is biodiversity, and every specialist teacher will present its connected specific maths, physics, geography, biology, psychology, religious, economic, and legal and social value. And this will be done with each sequential topic. The practicals and assignments will also be done within the same session. How long will the session be again? So I think it will be 1 hour sessions in which the whole topic will be discussed, questioned, practiced, and tested. Bass says, it's quite intense, but I think it is awesome. So I think this methodology will immediately break down the bureaucratic influence of grades and specialist subjects and improve the value of each teacher's holistic contribution, as well as allow students from different ages and grades to interact on the same level, thus developing mutual respect and value for each other, irrespective of age, gender, or grade. It's like the Quran, one book for all ages, sexes, and all levels of intellect. Zasa, I think that is clever and it will also save a lot of time. Maybe there could be some who will not like this because they are so used to being bureaucrats and wielding power in their own domains. Cass, I think it's the world's problem with bureaucratic exploitation. I think the world's problem with bureaucratic exploitation has created too much bullying from kindergarten to political parties and international warmongering. Someone must make a change. Zas, yes, our principal is daring. He knows he could get into trouble for being so innovative. That's the end of scene 4. And so we're going to scene 5. Parents are talking while waiting for their children outside the school 3 weeks later. Mr. A, my child is different. He's so interested in school these days. Before he did not want to go to school. When I asked him then why, his reply was that time when he didn't want to go to school, he said plain boring. Mr. B, I think it's because the children do feel boxed in a grade and then having to tolerate peer pressure on stupid things. When the whole school is involved, everyone is forced to grow up and contribute qualitatively. I had my doubts, Mr. C, but I am convinced that the new principal has his finger on the pulse. Mr. A, it takes guts to challenge a system within a system. Mr. B, I do not think he is trying to challenge the system. I think he's only showing a possibility of doing something creatively in a space that normally expects the same old thing. This is effective use of limited resources. Mr. C, I love the way you put it. The school has now much more time to deal with so much more exciting and relaxing things that enhance the general well-being of all at the school. Mr. D, so how do you manage the tests, assignments, and exams? Mr. A, all the integrated lessons are recorded on YouTube so that they play the full movie at school with the inserts of all the different subject teachers on the specific topic. Mr. B, and all the teachers are free to design the exams, etc. The principal has also managed to find small but a lot of regular sponsors that pay into the school account, and he had all the ex-matrics who are unemployed employed as assessors. Mr. D, that explains why the children get the feedback so swiftly and professionally. That is awesome. The principal has all the bases covered, and exams are actually the repeat of all the tests which they complete in mastery classes, sessions. They all thus get A's. The children love it. Mr. A, they are now embarking on assisting other schools to improve their service delivery as an outreach program, and to think they did all this in a span of 2 years. Mr. B, he had the help of a secret creative ex-teacher who shared his 28-year research and resources with him. He does not want anyone to know who that person is at this stage. Mr. D, I am sure some envious person or group is going to try and stop this progress of the school, because its outcomes put a large question mark on all the policies and millions that are spent on the old bureaucratic colonial industrialized education that has dominated the world for so long, exploiting the masses open-eyed under false pretexts. What he is doing is highly political. If he is left unhindered, he will be freeing the minds of the masses from modern slavery. That is so against the interests of the rich. Mr. A, I would try not to harbor that kind of negativity because it creates vibes that are unpleasant. In brackets, Mr. Sambo has just passed by these parents and heard part of the conversation and comments. Mr. D, but you have to be realistic, Mr. C. Realism is not equal to pessimism. Realism is not equal to pessimism. Mr. B, they are our children. The parents greet each other, see you soon, inshallah, and they leave to fetch their children. Lights. Okay, that's the end of that scene. Scene number 6. Some students with the prefect body meet at the science center of the university. Prefect Body Chairman Zab addresses the group as they meet at the entrance. Zab. Just to make sure we all are on the same page as to the reason why we are here, which means at the university, Science Center. We are here to assess the needs of our next project, interviewing lecturers regarding sustainable, affordable food for the poor that armies and astronauts eat, looking at a combination of special affordable alternatives that can reproduce quickly to sustain poor families and keep them healthy. AB, yes, that is important. Some food supplies do ensure survival, but does not necessarily ensure health over a long period of time. The meeting starts. Professor A and Professor B and A to F prefix. Professor A, we have listed the food rations in war and in space and have arrived at the core ingredients of what we eat here. Only in tons in war and in plastics in spacecraft. Obviously a weight difference. Professor B, your student leaders have emailed us as to the need to create tasty capsules that not only have the needed nutrients, but also that the capsule packets act as a seed for new plants to grow from it. Professor A, we find that very challenging, but with the new technology and stem cell research, we have isolated certain plant stem cells that could be used to create the capsule packets. Professor B, could you perhaps inform me why your school children have managed to be so innovative? Zab, our principal has implemented a new holistic methodology and delivery at school that gives us holistic views of core features in life, allowing us to deeply understand the holistic value of things and easily see connections and possibilities. Cass says, we are thus not bogged down to period structures that delay and fractionalize content into chunks that dislocate knowledge rather than unify it. We finish curricula faster and have also lots of time to think holistically creative. Professor B, that sounds interesting. I think our rector should call your principal to come and help the university. Oh, wow, that sounds amazing. Light, C number 7. Mr. Sambo and Mr. D meet in a coffee shop. C number 7. Mr. Mr. Sambo. Remember, this is the teacher who had the negativity in the staff room, and his wife is also there. Mr. Samo, thank you for meeting with me, Mr. D. I am concerned about the lack of management skills at our school. I know that there seems to be progress for now, but I fear it will not be sustainable. At some point, things will unravel. Mr. D, I did not really see it that way because my children are really enjoying the school now. Mr. Samo, I heard from another parent that you did present some concerns about what was happening at the school. Mr. D, not really concerns, Mr. Sambo. That is enough for me to encourage you to assist me in taking this case to the Department of Education and report its non-sustainable features, Mr. D. But will that not place the principal in a bad light and disorientate the school? Mr. Samo, it will, but I'm next in charge and I would be able to easily bring things back to normal. Mr. D, well, I do believe that the department needs to know some details of the work the principal is doing and advise accordingly, Mr. Samo. Mr. Samo, that's correct. I am glad you see the point I'm making. Lights at the end of that scene, scene number 8. Mr. D and Mrs. Samo at the Education Department's office. Mr. Samo, we have come to report our principal's deviation from the policy set by your department for schools. Here is a full report on what has transpired at our school for a while. Mr. Cuss, reading the report. I see there is a violation of the protocol of school governance by your principal regarding teacher work hours and period allocation per subject. Mr. Samo, in the interest of our children, I hope you can rectify the situation. Mr. Kass, we will soon give you an answer. Thank you for informing us of the details. We were aware of some of the changes at the school, but we allowed it to happen to see where it will end up. Mr. D and Mr. Samuel, thank you, sir. And they leave. I'm going to stop there after 15 minutes with part number 6. Yeah, and this basically sees a undermining of principal's progressive ideas by a teacher that wanted the position. And we also witnessed up to page 43 now, 43, the teachers and principals, the parents' realization of what's happening at school and how they are happy with the changes, as well as the students having this kind of confidence to speak with professors in university about self-sustainable resources for the poor in biodegradable or sustainable capsule. This is like really way about futuristic thinking now. And the professors are all like interested, etc. So this is a very interesting part as well, very creative, very futuristic, and also very kind of down to earth on the negativities, the undermining of good by evil, put it that way. I hope I've captured that in this particular part 6. Okay, so shukran. Go to